Hello, and welcome to the Flick Critic Reviews and Interviews. I'm your host, John Smistad, and these are my takes on films both new and not so, spanning a wide range of genres and tastes, plus conversations with some of the coolest people in indie entertainment. Now, let us rock with this one, shall we? My guest today on the Flick Critic Reviews and Interviews is filmmaker Victoria U. Bell. Her film, Heir of the Witch, is inspired by actual events in terms of the grandmother of Victoria, who was actually a Moldovan witch. Victoria U. Bell, welcome to the Flick Critic Reviews and Interviews. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Absolutely. Wow, I've seen the film. I should mention that Victoria is the director. This is her first feature film as a director. She also wrote the script and is the star of the film. Your character is not treated real well in the film. She goes through a lot of hell. This is a wild ride. Talk about the movie. Talk about what it's about, if you would please, Victoria. And basically the inspiration was your grandmother, how the film even came to be in terms of writing it and then bringing it to film.
Yeah, so I was actually afraid to come up with this movie. I was ashamed to tell people about this bad apple in my family, so to speak. Yeah. And when I brought up this idea to my family that I want to write a script about my deepest fears, about my grandmother who was a witch, and she put spells on my family, and she created a lot of discomfort and pain within my family. But to me personally, I grew up with a lot of horror nightmares, and I would feel this presence around me that was very different and very unique and I was very aware of it. So it took me a long time to actually let go of that energy and push it out of my life and my present. But having that knowledge and that understanding of what actually happened to me, I had to come to this moment of, if I'm going to write something, if I'm going to make a movie, it has to be so personal, so close to my soul and my heart, that even if I'm ashamed and even if it hurts, I still want to put it on the screen. And I want to show my wound, so to speak. I want to share the pain of the world, that somebody may connect with it. And my intent was to be as possibly honest with the script. And that's where I was inspired. Of course, during the production and in the writing, I came up with a lot of fictional story and ideas to take the audience on a roller coaster. And even though it's based on true events from my life, I wanted the story to be just different and cool. Know the rules and then break them, so that you come up with a different type of style and filmmaking and writing and directing, something that is uniquely mine. And I don't try to follow the trends, but actually pour from my heart what feels authentically me as a writer and filmmaker. I was so nervous and scared and terrified and excited and happy. And I had so many hopes for this movie, and I created this environment of a family. And I came to my team every single day with an open heart and honesty. And I said, we're doing this together. We're making magic here. And now it's here. It's finally here. It's been such a long journey. It's been so much work and so many sleepless nights and so many hours of hard work on my whole team. And we're finally ready to show this creative baby to the world.
You kind of answered my next question, but I'm going to let you express your thoughts and feelings and experiences here. I was going to ask you, on any level, in any respect, is this film autobiographical? And you mentioned that you had these feelings when your grandmother put a spell on you and your family, apparently, of darkness kind of pressing in around you. Can you talk about that and how that impacted your actual life, Victoria? I mean, obviously, this is a very visceral vision. As you said, it's there's dramatics in it, and it's a lot of it is very disturbing. But how did this impact the actual life that you led as a child and as a young person?
It it put a big print on my life as a child. And I understood when I was a child, I could explain my nightmares as being something that my mind created, a vision or something that maybe in my childhood mindset, I made those stories up. But as I grew up older, as I was a teenager, as I was in college, I remember the last time I had this presence visit me, it was in my second year of college.
Wow.
And I was very aware and I was an adult, so I could not make it an excuse anymore. It was what it was. So I knew that that present, that dark presence was something, a different entity. And I had gone through a battle of my own of rebuking this energy and telling them they're no longer welcome here, and I'm protected, and I'm highly protected and loved.
Yeah.
And what it did for me as a human, as an individual, it created a very clear understanding between darkness and light, and what's good and what's bad. And we as a society try to create a taboo conversation around talking about God or the devil, and we want to put it in different blurry lines, and that's okay. But for me specifically, I knew exactly what it was, felt very dark, and what it felt lightness. And through the power of prayer, and for, like, to me personally, brought me closer to God. A very honest, very direct conversation and relationship with God. And the basic theme and the story and the question in the movie is that there is always this battle between good and bad, and the choice is ours. We all have that power within us to create, to inspire people, or to diminish them and hurt them. So as long as we're aware that this is constantly going on, this battle within us and within the world and within the energy, just use your power wisely and always choose to do good. Always choose to show up with honesty and love.
Again, the film is Heir of the Witch. The filmmaker, who we have been speaking with here for the past several moments, is Victoria U. Bell. Victoria is the director. This is her first feature film that she's directed. She also wrote the story, and she is the star of the film. Now, the film will begin streaming globally on August 4th, correct, Victoria?
Yes, on all streaming platforms. You can find it on iTunes, on Amazon, on all streaming platforms. Just search Heir of the Witch. And please get in touch with me. I'd like to hear your thoughts and your feedback. Either you can go on our website, heirofthewitch.com, or on my Instagram, Heir of the Witch, or my personal Instagram, it's Victoria_filmmaker. And I'd love to get in touch with you, either if you are a film lover or a creator, or just want to talk to you just to hear your thoughts and opinions about the movie.
Very cool. I've never had a filmmaker offer that before. That's awesome. Victoria U. Bell has been my guest on the Quick Flick Critic Reviews and Interviews for this really, I can say, inspiring and remarkable episode. Victoria, thanks so much for being with us. This has been a true pleasure.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I appreciate everything you do for the indie filmmaker.
Love indie film, love supporting indie film.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching this episode of the Quick Flick Critic Reviews and Interviews. Now I ask that you please subscribe and be notified of my continuous new episode announcements. As always, you can read all of my flick reviews on my long-running blog, The Quick Flick Critic, at this URL you now see displayed on your screen right down here. So until next time, make it a great day and make it count. Goodbye, everybody.
Oh.